You're not beholden to the insurance companies. You're not beholden to big pharma. The retirement plan to protect them from a fiduciary perspective and make it better for the participants. The money savings on the healthcare side is hard dollars that go right to the bottom line.
Welcome to The Edge for Tomorrow, the podcast where founders and leaders in fintech and financial services reveal their strategies for success, growth, and staying ahead. I'm Tracy, CEO of Windsor Edge, and my job is simple, helping businesses grow faster and smarter. Let's jump into today's episode. Today, I'm joined by James Holland, co-founder of Synchronomics and partner at Millennium Investment and Retirement Advisors. Love to hear the impetus for why you started this business.
We ran a registered investment advisory firm for the better part of the last 20 years, which focused on the 401k space. We were predominantly on the retirement plan side, and a lot of changes took place there. The last couple of years, we saw a shift where the two benefits were coming together, and folks were talking about education and financial wellness and all these other buzzwords to help people get to retirement. The problem was the education and the access to information is great, but if you don't have the money or the financial security, then you're basically spinning your wheels. One of the things we saw, healthcare becoming a big issue and a big constraint for folks from a financial standpoint. We decided to focus where we can then hopefully change the benefit world to where the financial stress becomes less, and then the folks don't have to worry about having their credit hit for a medical bill, or they haven't gone to the doctor because they're sick and they don't want to get everybody else sick, and a whole bunch of other things we could talk about. Therefore, having the money where they can now focus on that retirement piece as well. So decided to expand the team and combine the two, therefore providing that education, but also hopefully financial security a lot of folks are concerned about these days.
What kind of need are you seeing?
I think the healthcare is the 800-pound gorilla in the room for both the employer and the employee. Again, we talked about the cost. You know plenty of people who complain about their monthly premium, and a family you could pay thousands of dollars. In some cases, not even get the benefits you're looking for. Even if you're paying the premiums, you still have co-pays and deductibles and out-of-pockets and things along those lines, where we hear those horror stories of cancer treatments that cost millions of dollars, which is obviously untenable for 99.999% of the population. An acronym that's out there now, and forgive me, I don't know who is the originator, but ALICE is the poster child. So they are asset light, income constrained, and employed. So you're working and yet you don't have any money or any flexibility. The idea of Synchronomics, which is to put an end to the ALICE demographic, and therefore have people who are working where they want to be, doing what they want to be, but also knowing that they're protected from a benefit standpoint.
When you're talking to the employers, what's their main concern about protecting them from the issues that the employees will have, and then vice versa? Where do the employees feel vulnerable with benefits and dealing with their employer?
One of the things people don't realize is that there are different liabilities that come with both. So running a retirement plan as a fiduciary, you have an unlimited personal liability. So there is no corporate veil. If you make a big mistake on your retirement plan, you could literally be held personally liable for damages that are done there. Which again, we don't want to go to the nuclear option, but the idea of that it's out there from an employer perspective. So if you're going to go ahead and offer this benefit, why not put it in place that where you're protected, but it's also offering a true benefit for the participant to take care of. On the healthcare side, again, there are a number of different factors, but the biggest being is the cost aspect of it. I think it's at least half, if not more, the people who have insurance get it through their employer. While a lot of the employees shoulder a lot of the financial expense that comes along with it, there's still a significant side on the employer side. So what we want to get them to understand is you're not beholden to the insurance companies. You're not beholden to big pharma. If you really want to do this, you need to get engaged, but there are opportunities to save significant dollars. So while we're fixing the retirement plan to protect them from a fiduciary perspective and make it better for the participants, the money savings on the healthcare side is hard dollars that go right to the bottom line. That can be used for a whole host of other things. There is a good 30, 40 in some cases, maybe 50% waste and abuse within the healthcare system that they can now recoup, which in turn will also offer better benefits, which again goes back to our initial point where people are now happier to come to work, more productive, healthier, which all leads to benefits not just for the employer, but the employee as well.
That's great. How do you start your engagement?
Yeah, for the most part, it's probably an existing benefit program already. What we'll do is we're going to go top down. We're going to look at it from what are you offering? What are the costs associated with that? And then what's working, what's not working. That doesn't mean everything has to be the nuclear option. We don't have to come in and blow everything up. Let's focus on the biggest concern. Is it retirement? Is it healthcare? Is it cost? Those type of things, and then work our way down from there. But we're going to look at it from the whole plan, not just from the cost, but from benefit design, implementation, communications, delivery, how it's being managed. Any one of those things not working could throw the whole thing into disarray.
So before somebody would seek you out, somebody starting a business or maybe has a smaller business, doesn't offer these type of benefits, what are the things that you think people should think about that they may not always know in advance?
Budgeting is going to be a concern because you got to make sure what it is that can you afford, because the benefit is going to be a retention tool. And obviously the more you can offer the employee, then the better chance you're going to find someone who's going to be long term, as opposed to, because you don't want to have a turnover issue. In some industries, obviously that's just the nature of the business, but if you're looking to establish a business, you want to have folks who get the buy-in right away. So you want to make sure that you're balancing the cost with the benefit. What is the demographic of the group you're working with? Are they all young, single 20s? Family stuff is not as important. Or is it a more advanced and now you have other things to worry about, like healthcare and college savings and things along those lines? Offering basic stuff. There are a lot of things. Budget classes. What am I looking for in a credit card? How am I paying off my student loan? Those are simple ones where there's not going to be a high dollar amount or cost layout from the employer standpoint, but employees can truly value. So you want to make sure you're matching the benefit program to the demographic you're looking to hire, because obviously that's the first thing people are asking about when they, obviously salary, but that aside, they want to know, is there a company match? What is my PTO? What is the vacation policy? You want to make sure that you have all that balanced, because you don't want to have an issue. I think they said it's 5 times more expensive to hire a new employee than make a benefit adjustment to retain a current one. Running benefits is a full-time job. Human resource staffs are absolutely stretched to the max. If they can't find a place, they dump it in HR, and HR has to figure it out, and they're not getting any more help. So the idea of outsourcing or delegating some of these responsibilities for some employers is the trend that we hope, that we believe we're seeing. Stop. Don't do it anymore. Outsource the whole thing completely. Let someone take over that whole fiduciary role, and we're going to hire all the people. We're going to put everything in place. We're going to monitor everything. We're going to explain everything to the employees. And I think a lot of that, if it comes from a third party, the employees get a little less defensive too, because the human nature of, okay, what are they not telling me because they're my boss, or what am I not getting because I work here, goes away if there's a third party that's saying it. Plus, I think they're a little more free in some of the questions, because I'm not firing them if they ask a question about healthcare, because I'm not their boss. Running a benefit plan, a lot of that has nothing to do with the bottom line. Time is your most valuable asset, and your employees are your second most. So why don't you focus on those two? And I think that's where we're going to see a lot of change.
That's a great pitch. I love that. It's like, what's the number one thing I should do to make my benefits easier in my company?
Stop doing it. Yeah.